Thump, thump, thump. It was 2:41 a.m. when the knocking began. Heavy, precise. Not rushed like a neighbor in trouble, not hesitant like a stranger lost. Jacob Mercer jolted upright on the couch, the TV screen still glowing faint blue from whatever late-night documentary he'd passed out watching. His phone was dead. The house was silent. Another knock, louder this time. Thump, thump, thump. He stood, heart beating faster. No wind, no rain, just that cold kind of stillness that usually meant something was watching. He grabbed the baseball bat by the kitchen counter, a leftover habit from living in Detroit, and crept toward the door. The porch light was flickering, casting shadows across the frosted glass. He opened it halfway and froze. There, standing on the porch, was a woman, not drenched, not panicked, not even surprised to see him, just standing. She was tall, slender, pale skin with a strange undertone, almost luminous, but not glowing, like moonlight pressed into flesh. Her long silver hair drifted in the windless air, her eyes, too large, too symmetrical, locked with his. Her lips parted, and she said in a soft, calm voice, "Jacob Lee Mercer, son of Diane Mercer and resident of Earth Sector 349K. I've come to honor your promise." Jacob blinked. "What?" She reached into a small pouch hanging from her belt. No, it wasn't a belt. It looked like some kind of organic strap, like bark that shimmered and pulled. Out a locket, a strange one, metallic but shifting in color. She pressed it, and it opened in the air with a soft hum. A hologram burst out, suspended in the space between them. Jacob staggered back. There he was, 10 years old, laughing, holding hands with a girl who looked eerily like this woman, but younger, more human. Behind them was a strange artifact, like an arch of silver and glass, and a glowing symbol overhead. What is this? Photoshop? A prank?" Jacob sputtered. She tilted her head. "You said, 'If you're real, I'll marry you when we're grown up.' I accepted. You sealed it with a blood-signed impression. I've waited 18 Earth years. This is a joke. Who put you up to this?" She reached out and touched his wrist, just 2 fingers, and he flinched as a flood of warmth shot up his arm. Then he remembered. A flash. A school field trip to some futuristic space exhibit. He remembered being dared to marry an alien girl model. It was all in fun. The glass dome, the animatronic aliens, that weird biometric scanner that pricked his finger. He'd laughed and played along. He had said something dumb, like, "Sure, I'll marry you when I'm older." They scanned. His hand. They said it was for a souvenir. He remembered the strange tingling after. Then, nothing. Until now. This is insane. He stepped back. She didn't move. "You really don't remember?" she asked. Jacob shook his head, trying to process anything logical. She looked down, almost disappointed. Then she did something unexpected. She bowed slightly, then said, "I will not enter until I am welcomed. But I am bound to stay nearby until your decision is made." Decision? About what? To honor the pact, or break it. Either way, the consequences ripple far beyond us. Before he could say anything else, she turned and walked to the end of the driveway. Then she stood still, arms by her side, facing the house, like a statue, watching. Jacob didn't sleep that night. He sat on the couch, locket on the table, staring at that image of himself, laughing with an alien girl like it was the most natural thing in the world. He Googled everything he could remember. Childhood, field trips, old news articles, anything about a government-backed space diplomacy program. Nothing turned up, but the nagging itch of familiarity wouldn't go away. By morning, he finally gathered the nerve to open the door again. She hadn't moved. "Look, if this is real, if you're real, then I need answers." She nodded, then followed him inside. First of all, he said, setting down 2 mugs of coffee, one for him, one she politely declined, "You have to start explaining this. You're not human, obviously. So, what are you? Who are you?" She sat perfectly, upright on the couch. "My designation is Talia of House Severin. You once called me Tali. I liked it." "Okay, Tali, what exactly did I promise when I was 10? You entered the Unity Rite. It was not a game, though it was presented as one for Earth's youth. We scanned your DNA. You matched. A rare cognitive profile. Your words sealed the bond, which was," she looked him dead in the eyes, "you said, 'If I ever meet a real alien girl, I'll marry her. You can be the first.' And then you pressed your blood into the biometric pad, completing the contract." Jacob rubbed his temples. It was a joke. It wasn't to us. He sighed. "So what now? You're here to, what? Make me your alien husband?" Her expression softened. "Not exactly. I was sent here because your world is at a threshold. The pact we made represented potential unity between our peoples. I believed in it. Still do." Jacob leaned back, overwhelmed. "And if I say no?" She hesitated. "Then you dissolve the last peaceful bond between Earth and the Severin Accord. That choice will affect the path of both civilizations." No pressure, huh? They sat in silence for a long moment. Finally, he asked, "Why did you come back? Really?" She looked at him with something almost like sadness. "Because I remembered your laugh, and because I hoped you hadn't changed as much as I feared." That night, Jacob lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Downstairs, Tali remained silent, meditating or sleeping. He couldn't tell. Then, his phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. "Do not let her stay. She is not alone." He sat up, skin crawling. Another message came in seconds later. "We warned them never to come back." Outside, in the dark yard, he swore he saw something move behind the trees. The pact was real. The government knew. Jacob didn't sleep much after the cryptic messages. His mind was spinning with Tali's words, her calm certainty about a pact he barely remembered making as a kid, and the warnings from the mysterious texts. He stared at the phone screen again. "Do not let her stay. She is not alone. We warned them never to come back." The words sent a chill down his spine. Early. Morning sunlight filtered through the blinds. Jacob got up feeling exhausted but restless. He needed answers. Not from an alien visitor or cryptic strangers, but someone who could give him facts he could understand. His first stop, the local library archives. The library was quiet, mostly empty, except for the usual early risers. Jacob pulled out his laptop and began searching through public records, old newspapers, and government documents related to space exploration, alien contact, and youth programs. At first, it was a dead end. No news stories about alien pacts or secret space treaties, just the usual talk about satellites and NASA missions. Then, buried in an obscure local newspaper from 18 years ago, he found something strange. A small article titled, "New Unity Program. Launches for Youth." The article described a program launched in cooperation with an international space coalition, something called the Unity Rite. It was supposedly a cultural exchange experience for children, involving simulated interactions with alien life forms through VR and advanced AI. The article mentioned biometric scans, DNA sampling for research, and a promise ceremony that kids took part in as a joke. Officials said it was harmless fun, designed to prepare the next generation for future interstellar diplomacy. Jacob's heart raced. Unity Rite. It matched Tali's words perfectly. He searched deeper and found a leaked government memo dated shortly after the program's launch. The memo's subject line read, "Project Unity, Unauthorized Alien Contact Protocol." Jacob opened the document cautiously. The memo detailed a covert government deal with an alien alliance called the Severin Accord. Earth was being quietly observed and groomed for integration into a larger cosmic federation. But there was a warning. The Unity Rite participants are not mere children. They represent key human candidates for cross-species bonding. Failure or rejection by any participant may lead to severe diplomatic consequences, including isolation and potential hostility from the Severin Accord. Jacob's hands shook. This wasn't just a school program. It was real, and he was one of those candidates. He closed the laptop and stared out the window. Was this why Tali had come? To enforce a promise that had cosmic stakes? He had to confront her. Back at his house, Tali was in the kitchen, examining an old photograph Jacob had pulled from his drawer. "Who is this?" she asked quietly. Jacob looked. It was a picture of his mother, smiling, standing beside a man Jacob didn't recognize. "That's Diane, my mum. And I have no idea who that is." Tali nodded thoughtfully. "Your mother knew more than she let on. She was part of the Unity Rite oversight team. She never told you because it was dangerous." Jacob's mind reeled. "Wait, my mom knew about this? And she never said a word? She wanted to protect you. The truth is risky." Jacob swallowed hard. "So why am I the one they sent you to now? Why after all these years?" Tali's eyes darkened. "Because the Severin Accord's patience is running thin. The promise you made, though born of a child's joke, has become a symbol of Earth's readiness or refusal to join the Accord. Your acceptance or rejection will echo through human history." Jacob shook his head, overwhelmed. "This is insane. I'm just a guy. I never asked for any of this." Suddenly, his phone buzzed again. This time, a video message from an unknown sender. Jacob tapped it. The screen showed a shadowy figure, voice distorted. "Jacob Mercer, listen carefully. The Severin Accord is not what they say. They want control, not unity. If you let that alien stay, you endanger humanity's freedom. Trust no one." The video ended abruptly. Jacob stared at the screen, conflicted and confused. That evening, Jacob and Tali sat together, the tension thick in the air. "I don't know what to believe anymore," Jacob admitted. Tali nodded. "Neither do I. But we have to face this together." Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the backyard. Jacob grabbed the bat again, motioning for Tali to stay back. He stepped outside cautiously. In the shadows near the fence, two figures slipped away. One was definitely not human. Their silhouette. Tall, thin, with an unnatural gait. Jacob's heart pounded. He realized the warnings were real. They were being watched. Inside, Tali looked grave. "They've come for me." "Or for us." Jacob gritted his teeth. "We're not giving up, not now." The night closed in as Jacob's world shifted forever. His childhood joke had unleashed a cosmic storm he wasn't prepared for. But one thing was clear. This was just the beginning. Trust is a weapon. Who's the real enemy? Jacob didn't sleep that night. The crash outside, the shadowy figures, the warnings, it all spun through his mind like a storm. Tali sat silently across from him, eyes sharp but weary. "We can't stay here," she said finally. Jacob nodded. "They're watching us. Whoever those things were, they're not done." Tali's voice lowered, urgent. "There's a safe place. A sanctuary hidden from the Severin Accord's reach, but getting there won't be easy." Jacob's heart thudded. He wanted answers, and safety. Mostly safety. "Tell me." The sanctuary, Tali explained that the sanctuary was a relic of an ancient Earth alliance, humans and allies who once resisted alien control. It was a place off the grid, protected by technology that scrambled alien sensors. "If we get there," Tali said, "we can figure out what's really happening, why the Accord cares so much about you, and why they sent me." Jacob swallowed hard. "Why me?" Tali's expression softened for a moment. "You're a symbol. More than that, you're a choice. The Accord sees you as Earth's representative. But some factions inside the Accord want to dominate, not unite." Jacob shook his head, overwhelmed by the scale. I'm just a guy from a small town. Exactly. That's why you matter. The escape. They planned their escape carefully. Jacob packed only essentials, his old baseball bat, his laptop, the mysterious photograph of his mother, and his phone. As they slipped out the back door under cover of darkness, a familiar sound made Jacob freeze. An old song his mother used to play on the piano, drifting from inside the house. He swallowed hard and stepped into the night. They drove. Miles out of town, winding through forests and empty roads, the city's glow faded behind them. Jacob looked at Tali. Why come back now? Why not years ago? Tali's gaze was distant. The accord has changed. They're divided. Some want peace. Others want control. I was sent by the peace faction to remind you of the promise. To protect you, Jacob frowned. But those shadows outside... Agents of the control faction, Tali said grimly. They want to force Earth into submission. A secret revealed hours later. They reached a small cabin nestled in a valley, surrounded by mountains. Inside, an old man waited. His eyes sparkled with a mix of wisdom and warning. I'm Dr. Elias Merrick, he said. I've been following your story, Jacob. Your mother was a brave woman, one of the few who saw the truth. Jacob stared. How much did she know? Enough to protect you. She helped build the unity right to give Earth a voice. But she feared what might come if the control faction won. Jacob's mind raced. His mother's silence was now a mystery he wanted to unravel. An unexpected allied doctor. Merrick handed Jacob a thick folder filled with files and photographs. These are secret documents leaked by a whistleblower inside the Accord. They show experiments, genetic research, how they plan to integrate human DNA with alien technology. Jacob's stomach churned. Why would they do that? To create perfect ambassadors, half human, half Severin, to control Earth's future from within. Jacob glanced at the photos. Children with strange markings, devices implanted beneath their skin. One photo caught his eye, a young girl with bright eyes, a face strangely familiar. Tali? Jacob whispered. Tali nodded. That's me. But I'm more than what I seem. A choice to make, Doctor. Merrick leaned forward. You have a choice, Jacob. Accept the Accord's invitation and risk losing humanity's freedom, or reject it and fight for independence. Jacob felt the weight of that choice crushing down on him. Can we win? Together, maybe. Alone? No. Betrayal. Suddenly the cabin door burst open. Two figures stormed in, one human, one alien. Jacob recognized the alien from the backyard. The tall, thin shadow from before. The human was a government agent. You're coming with us, the agent said coldly. Chaos erupted. Tali moved fast, grabbing Jacob and pulling him behind a wall. Run, she shouted. Jacob's heart hammered as they dashed into the night. Gunfire echoed. The sanctuary wasn't safe anymore. Cliffhanger ending. They reached a clearing where an old van waited. Tali threw the door open. Get in. Jacob jumped inside. Just as a beam of light cut across the sky, tracking them, the van roared to life. As they sped away, Jacob glanced back at the forest. He realized one terrifying truth. The line between friend and enemy was blurred, and trust was the most dangerous weapon of all. Behind the mask, the true face of the Accord. The van rattled down the gravel road, headlights cutting through the thick fog of the valley. Jacob's breath was ragged, heart pounding from the chase and betrayal. Beside him, Tali sat tense, eyes darting to every shadow outside. We lost them, for now, she said quietly, though her voice held a warning. Jacob swallowed, trying to steady himself. Who were those agents? Why did they want to take you and me? Tali's jaw tightened. Not just me. You're the key to their plan. The control faction inside the Severin Accord sees you as a threat or a tool. They want to capture you to Force Earth's submission. Jacob's mind swirled. He had thought the Accord was a single entity, maybe even benevolent. Now, it seemed like a fractured power struggle. The hidden base. After hours of driving, the van slowed and stopped in front of a hidden facility carved into the mountainside. Its entrance was almost invisible, shielded by holographic camouflage. Dr. Merrick was waiting inside. "You made it," he said, relief softening his stern features. "But the danger isn't over. This base is secure, but the Accord's reach extends far beyond what you know." Jacob looked around, amazed by the technology surrounding them. Alien devices integrated with human machinery, screens showing star maps and data streams. "This is the Resistance's headquarters?" Jacob asked. Merrick nodded. "A group of humans and Severin rebels who oppose the Control faction. We've been gathering intelligence, helping those who refuse to be pawns." Uncovering the truth in a dimly lit room filled with monitors, Merrick showed Jacob more classified files. "Here's the real reason the Accord is interested in you," Merrick said. "Your DNA carries a rare gene, something that could bridge human and Severin biology without the need for invasive modification." Jacob stared at the screen displaying his genetic sequence. It was unlike anything the Accord had seen. "You're a living key," Merrick explained. "The Control faction wants to use you to accelerate their plans, to create a hybrid species under their control." Tali looked grim. "But the Peace faction believes in choice and freedom. That's why I came to you, to honor the original promise made during the Unity Rite." Jacob felt the weight of history and responsibility crashing down on him, a message from the past. Suddenly, a recording flickered to life on the central monitor. It was his mother, Diane, speaking softly but firmly. "Jacob, if you're seeing this, it means I'm gone. I was part of the Unity Rite to protect humanity's future. The Accord is not all one voice. There are those who wish to enslave and those who wish to unite. You must choose your path wisely. Trust no one blindly. And remember, true strength comes from humanity's heart, not from alien technology." Jacob's eyes filled with tears. His mother's voice was a lifeline, a guide through the chaos, the first test as. The recording ended. An alarm blared. "Raid incoming!" Merrick shouted. The Control faction's agents had found them. Jacob grabbed, his bat ready to fight. But Tali held up a hand. "Not yet, we need a plan." An unexpected ally. Suddenly, the base's communication system buzzed. A voice came through, calm, authoritative. "This is Commander Lyra of the Severin Peace faction. We are en route to assist." Jacob's heart leapt. An alien ally. Minutes later, sleek ships appeared above the mountains, their weapons aimed at the attackers. The raid was repelled swiftly, a fragile alliance. After the battle, Lyra entered the base. Her presence was both alien and comforting. "We owe you thanks," she said, to Jacob and Tali. "The Control faction underestimated your importance." Jacob asked, "Why involve me at all? Why not take control directly?" Lyra sighed. "Because Earth is unique. Your free will, your unpredictability. It's both a challenge and a gift. The Accord's future depends on whether humans can choose peace." A new mission. Jacob realized the path ahead was clearer but more dangerous. He would have to become a symbol, not just for Earth, but for a future where humans and aliens could coexist. "We must expose the Control faction," Lyra said, "and protect Earth's right to decide its destiny." Jacob nodded. For the first time, he felt ready. Cliffhanger. As the base quieted, an encrypted message arrived on Jacob's phone. It was from an unknown sender. "They are closer than you think. Your mother's secret is only the beginning." Jacob's blood ran cold. The true battle for Earth's future was just beginning. The secret buried in blood, a legacy revealed. Jacob stared at the cryptic message on his phone, the words glowing ominously in the dim light of the base's war room. "They are closer than you think. Your mother's secret is only the beginning? His mind raced. Who could have sent this, friend or foe? A deepening mystery. Tali glanced over his shoulder, concern flickering in her eyes. We need to find out who's watching us, and what else they're hiding. Dr. Merrick nodded, pulling up an ancient database hidden in the depths of the resistance network. This may help, he said. Your mother was part of a small group, Guardians of the Right, who kept secrets about the Accord's true agenda. Jacob leaned in. What kind of secrets? Merrick hesitated. Genetic experiments, covert deals, even betrayals within the peace faction itself. Jacob's breath caught a hidden message as they searched. Jacob's phone buzzed again. This time, a video file appeared. The screen flickered to life, showing a woman with striking features. His mother, younger, looking intense and desperate. Jacob, she said softly. If you're seeing this, then they are close. The Unity Rite was never just a ceremony, it was a safeguard, a way to protect something powerful in our bloodline. She paused, swallowing hard. There's something I never told you. Your father was not entirely human. Jacob's heart pounded. A father's shadow, he blinked, shocked. Not human. Tali looked surprised too. His mother continued. He was part of an ancient alien lineage, the original settlers on Earth before the Accord. That lineage holds the key to peace or destruction. Jacob felt a chill. His life suddenly felt stranger, heavier. A test of loyalty. Suddenly an urgent alarm sounded. Intruders! Merrick shouted. The control faction had found them again. This time, they brought someone new, a figure cloaked in shadow, their face hidden behind a mask. Jacob's breath hitched. The stranger spoke in a cold, commanding voice. I am here to take what belongs to the Accord. You will surrender the key or face extinction. The battle within Tali stood firm. You won't get him. Jacob felt torn. The enemy spoke as if knowing him, knowing the legacy he carried. But was this stranger friend or foe? An unexpected revelation. In the chaos, the masked figure removed their helmet. Jacob's blood ran cold. It was his father, or someone who looked like him, alien features unmistakable. Jacob, the man said softly, I've come to protect you from those who would use you for their war. Jacob staggered. Protect me or control me? His father's eyes held sadness. Both. The line is thin, but together we can end this. Trust tested, Jacob didn't know what to believe. Tali looked torn. Dr. Merrick urged caution. We must be careful. The Accord's factions play shadows. No one is truly who they seem. Jacob's world spun. Could he trust his father, the very being tied to the alien legacy that threatened Earth? A dangerous plan. Jacob, Tali, Merrick, and his father formed an uneasy alliance. They devised a plan to infiltrate the Accord's central hub, a place rumored to hold the source of the genetic experiments. If they could expose the truth, they might stop the control faction's plans forever. Cliffhanger. As they prepared to leave, Jacob's phone buzzed one last time. A single message appeared. The final choice awaits. Will you save your world or destroy it? Jacob's hand trembled. The fate of Earth and his own identity hung in the balance. The final choice, humanity's true power. The control faction's central hub loomed ahead, a fortress of steel and alien light, nestled in the heart of a barren plateau. The sky above churned with storm clouds, mirroring the turmoil inside Jacob's mind. He stood beside Tali, Dr. Merrick, and the enigmatic man who claimed to be his father. Their uneasy alliance was the last hope to expose the dark secrets and stop the destruction that threatened both Earth and the alien worlds. Infiltration. Jacob's pulse quickened as they slipped past the outer defenses, using stealth tech borrowed from the peace faction. Inside, corridors hummed with energy, walls lined with screens showing experiments, genetic splicing, hybrid tests, and other horrors blending alien and human DNA. Jacob's stomach turned as he recognized faces, humans and aliens, all pawns in a dangerous game. The core chamber. They reached the core chamber, a vast room centered around a glowing device pulsating. With life, Dr. Merrick whispered, "This is the heart of their genetic program, the Nexus. It manipulates DNA on a scale we never imagined." Jacob stepped forward. This is what they want to use me for." His father nodded gravely. "The Nexus can amplify your unique gene, but it can also destroy your will, turning you into a weapon. The ultimate decision suddenly. The Control faction's leader appeared on a hologram. "You stand at a crossroads, Jacob," the voice boomed. "Join us willingly, and you will shape the future. Resist, and everything you love will be lost." Jacob's mind flashed with memories. His mother's warnings, Tali's loyalty, Merrick's hope. He realized the true battle was not about power or genetics, but choice. Breaking the cycle, Jacob stepped forward, raising his voice. "I won't be a weapon." He reached into the Nexus, feeling the energy surge through him, but instead of submitting, he focused on what his mother said. True strength comes from humanity's heart. A surge of power. The Nexus pulsed wildly as Jacob's unique DNA interfaced with it. Instead of domination, his will infused the device with something unexpected: compassion, empathy, and unity. The Nexus's cold light softened, spreading warmth through the chamber. The collapse. The Control faction's stronghold trembled. Their plans unraveling, they fled as the device's energy transformed from a tool of control to a beacon of hope. Jacob turned to his allies, exhausted, but victorious. A new dawn outside, the storm cleared. Sunlight bathed the horizon. Jacob looked at Tali and his father, now more a mentor than a stranger. "We've changed the Accord's future," Jacob said softly. Tali smiled, hope shining in her eyes, and Earth's future too. The lesson Jacob spoke to the crowd gathered, humans and aliens alike. Power is not in our genes or technology. It's in our choices, our empathy and courage to unite, not divide. This is the true legacy of the Unity Rite. Epilogue months. Later, Jacob stood at a new ceremony, the Unity Rite Reborn, symbolizing a fresh start between species. His mother's words echoed in his heart. He had faced the unknown, the dark secrets, and had chosen humanity's true power, hope, love, and freedom. The end.